On a night when the world's cameras were focused on the glitz and glamour of Weibo Night 2026, there was one story that escaped the lens, a whisper that set fans' hearts racing. It wasn't about the most expensive gown or the most emotional speech, but rather about a dark corridor. Yes, a corridor that never appeared in official broadcasts, yet became the center of global speculation. It was there, according to various cryptic clues, that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were allegedly present at the same time. No clear photos, no official statement, just subtle traces too synchronized to ignore. Weibo Night has always been known as a stage of splendor, where stars strut their stuff with practiced smiles and dazzling lights. But before that first step on the red carpet, there's another world behind the stage, silent, cramped, and full of secrets. A world not designed for cameras, but for transitions, breathing, and fleeting, undocumented encounters. This is where the story of the dark corridor begins. Minutes before the event began, internal staff were seen moving more quickly than usual. Certain paths were closed, access was restricted, and communication was conducted through gestures. To the casual fan, this may have been a routine procedure. But to those who have been closely observing every detail of Weibo Night, this pattern felt different. Too controlled, too quiet. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's names never appeared together in the official rundown of the evening. They were scheduled to arrive at different times, sit in separate areas, and take the stage for their respective segments. On paper, everything was neat, but the entertainment world knows one thing. The most exciting things often happen outside of the schedule. An anonymous Backstage staff member posted a short sentence a few hours after the event ended. No names, no photos. Just a single, ambiguous sentence about two powerful auras almost colliding in a narrow space. The sentence would have likely drowned out if it hadn't been deleted in less than 10 minutes. But the internet never forgets. Soon, fans began connecting the pieces. Different car arrival times, but stopping at the same service entrance. Sudden route changes to alternate waiting rooms. Even details as small as the change in expression of each artist's manager as they walked through a certain hallway. It all seemed random until they were placed side by side. The dark corridor itself wasn't a myth. Several former Weibo Night crew members had previously mentioned it as a connecting passageway between preparation rooms. The hallway was narrow, dimly lit, and deliberately devoid of fixed cameras. It was an ideal spot to avoid crowds, or a meeting they didn't want publicized. According to speculation, Wang Yibo arrived first and awaited further instructions. Minutes later, Xiao Zhan was diverted from the main route for security reasons. The two schedules, which were supposed to be separate, suddenly converged at an unmarked location. There was no visual evidence, but the timing of their disappearances from public view was nearly simultaneous. What made this story even more shocking was the synchronization of their red carpet appearances. Only a few minutes apart, with equally controlled, almost blank expressions. For longtime fans, these expressions were nothing new. They were the professional facades that usually emerge after something major happens behind the scenes. The mainstream media remained silent. No headlines, no clarification. But entertainment analysis accounts began re-examining the live footage, looking for shadows, reflections, or unusual gestures. Even the way Wang Yibo adjusted his suit and Xiao Zhan took a breath before walking became the subject of lengthy discussions. Did they really meet? Or was this just a coincidence magnified by fans' imaginations? The question lingered. But one thing was certain. Too many small details intersected to be mere coincidence. That dark corridor had now become a symbol. Not just of two big names, but of the hidden chambers of the entertainment industry, where real stories often unfold unwitnessed. A place where emotion, history, and professionalism collide in silence. For some fans, the possibility of a meeting brought hope. For others, it sparked anxiety. But all agreed, this mystery imbued Weibo Night 2026 with a new color, far surpassing the glitz of the main stage. Interestingly, after that night, there was no public interaction whatsoever. No likes, no mentions, no faint signals on social media. Complete silence. And in the entertainment world, silence is often louder than words. Some analysts believe that if the meeting actually happened, the dark corridor served as a neutral point, not a beginning, not an end, but a pause. A necessary pause before each person returned to their public roles. Weibo Night 2026 has passed, but the story of the corridor lives on. Retold, reanalyzed, and awaited for its continuation. Because fans know, the biggest secrets are rarely revealed all at once. They emerge slowly, through small cracks in the official narrative. Perhaps one day, one of them will smile and say, "It was just a coincidence." Or perhaps there will never be an answer at all. But until then, the Dark Corridor will remain one of the most intriguing mysteries in Weibo Night history. And precisely because it remains unseen, unheard, and unconfirmed, this story remains timeless. A tale of two stars, one dark corridor, and a night far more crowded than what was seen on screen. But the story doesn't end there. After Weibo Night 2026 ended, some diehard fans noticed an additional detail that many had missed. In a birthday post from one of the event's technical staff, the same hallway was visible, dark, narrow, with a wall lamp that wasn't fully lit. The post seemed ordinary until someone compared it to the backstage layout of Weibo Night from previous years. The location matched. Too good to be true. In the comment section of the post, a brief question appeared, but then disappeared. It wasn't accusatory, it didn't name names. It just asked if the night was more crowded than usual. The comment was deleted within minutes. But then again, screenshots had already spread across various discussion forums. This pattern of rapid deletion only added a layer of mystery that was increasingly difficult to debunk. The dark corridor slowly took on new meaning. It was no longer just a physical space backstage, but a metaphor for distance and closeness that cameras can't measure. It was about two individuals who were in the spotlight, yet still had a quiet space that the public couldn't touch. And it was precisely that space that was most intriguing. Some fans chose to stop speculating, dismissing it all as an exaggerated coincidence. Others felt if nothing was going on, why hide so many details? Why were lines changed, comments deleted, and silence so carefully maintained? These questions continued to echo without answers. In the entertainment industry, the truth is often neither black nor white. It lies in a gray area, like the dim light in that corridor. It could have been a brief passing by without any major significance. It could have been a moment too private to share. Whatever it was, the public can only guess from the shadows left behind. And perhaps that is precisely the power of the story. Not in the certainty, but in the possibility. In the fact that two big names were once so close in a quiet room, away from the cheers and the spotlight. A moment that, if true, only they know for certain. To this day, the dark corridor of Weibo Night 2026 remains an unsolved puzzle. There is no confirmation, no denial. Only time passes, and fans continue to remember. Because in the entertainment world, some secrets are never meant to be revealed, but they always leave an indelible mark.